I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right.
Upgrade notice for Godzilla Hokkaido Edition Head Sculpt Accessory. Since the release of the exquisite basic series, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, 1991, Godzilla Hokkaido Ver action figure, we meticulously pay attention to customers' feedback. To provide higher product quality, we have made an adjustment to Godzilla's head sculpt accessory. This upgrade aims to more accurately recreate the iconic appearance of Godzilla Hokkaido Ver. The optimized head sculpt accessory will be directly integrated into all future production batches. Please note that due to ongoing international trade tariff adjustments, some unavoidable delays in global order processing and international shipping may occur. We are actively coordinating with our global partners to minimize these disruptions. We truly appreciate your patience and understanding during this time. Meanwhile, please tune to Hiya Toys' official social media for the latest product updates. We appreciate your unwavering trust, support, and passion for Hiya Toys. We understand the significance of your expectations and remain committed to delivering exceptional products and services.
Hello everybody, this is RubiGamingx. For everybody that didn't understand that paragraph from Hiya Toys, let me explain it differently. Pretty much Hiya Toys has acknowledged that they didn't give the best performance in terms of details and accuracy with the head sculpture of the classic Godzilla. If you were not aware, over the past few days there's been a lot of comparisons with the original promo images and the final product. A lot of people were expressing their feelings, saying that the product was not up to standards. The quality on the eyes is extremely lower. The eyes are completely a different color. The head sculpture looks a little bit different, and we just feel like it didn't live up to the hype or what we were expecting. I'm assuming Hiya Toys has acknowledged that information from this paragraph, as it says, and they have listened to people who have gotten their hands on early reviews, early copies of the figure. And me personally, when I've seen the figure itself and a few pictures, I've also noticed that the quality on the body has been significantly toned down when you compare them to the original promo images. You understand that the promo images are going to vary from the final product, but when there's a big quality control issue to the point where you feel like it is a significant downgrade, that's when things are not okay. Now that that information has been set, let's get up to the paragraph. Hiya Toys has pretty much acknowledged that mistake, and they're promising to do better, and for future products of this figure, or I'm assuming the Atomic Breath version, that's going to include a different head sculpture that's an upgrade that looks better in terms of accuracy, details, I'm assuming. So pretty much they acknowledge that yes, they fucked up with the first release. So what this means, newer versions of this Godzilla are going to include the brand new head sculpture, the upgraded head sculpture that is aiming to correct the first issues. Now I'm assuming this means for reissues. I think this is amazing, the fact that they're acknowledging their mistakes and they're aiming to deliver a better product and, you know, just overall doing customers the right way. And really no company does this. There's been a few companies that do this, but it's done just differently. So we'll just have to wait how people react and how much better the upgraded head sculpture is compared to the older version. And this is a phenomenal way. I believe this is a step in the right direction, and they should definitely do this with all future products and even strive to deliver better. You know, mistakes can happen, things happen here and there, but you know, you always have to try to aim for the best quality on your first release. Regardless, you know, I'm pretty happy with this statement. I'm pretty happy that they're actually doing this. It's very rare to see any company truly do this, except, like I mentioned, a few companies that have done this with some other figures. Now, the concerns that I have and some other people are the following. How are people going to be compensated for the first release? So people who originally got the first release, I believe this new head sculpture doesn't apply to you. So my question to Hiya Toys is, how exactly are you going to repay those customers? Because at the end of the day, those were your loyal customers that decided to pre-order in the first place. So a few companies have done this. I'm not sure if Hiya Toys is going to follow, but some companies do send out replacement heads or the upgraded parts to, their respected companies that they work with, and those companies ship out that extra accessories to everybody who made a pre-order for the first original release. But at the moment, Hiya Toys has not said any of this and has only said it in a way that follows. The older releases will not have this brand new head sculpture. All future new releases, including, I'm assuming, the Atomic Breath, will include this brand new upgraded head sculpture. So that's the question. How are you going to repay all those customers who now have been affected with this? Now, I'm not trashing the figure because the figure itself is amazing. I've seen videos, I've seen photos. The articulation, the tail is crazy amazing. Probably the best classic Godzilla with the best articulation. In terms of details and accuracy, it's questionable, but this is a step in the right direction. Now, if you guys remember my quote, I always like to say this, but patience is key to everything. And I've told you multiple times in some of my videos that it's just best to wait just a little bit longer, because eventually the best releases come later. And this is just another prime example of waiting is a guarantee for the best product. Now, at this point, I see a win-win, but also a win and lose for some people, because now people are going to question themselves. Okay, should I get the first release? Because maybe later on, they can do better upgrades. If I get the first release, I'm going to get screwed up. So it's understandable, In life, it's always going to be a gamble. You never know if it's going to be good or bad, but, at least this company, Hiya Toys, is acknowledging their mistakes, and I don't think it's anything bad. If anything, this is a win for most people. We'll just have to wait how Hiya Toys reacts to, compensating those people that have bought already the original, and how exactly our company is going to do this, because, it's going to be just a small accessory, so shipping shouldn't be crazy, but at the same time, they make it clear with tariffs that, they're working things out with a few countries, a few stores here and there. It's not fully back to normal. This is something I touched upon in the previous video, and it's unfortunate because we're paying so much money now for figures at a higher price, shipping, tariffs, customs, it's pretty crazy. But the fact is, they're sort of hinting at something that a lot of people have already been expecting, and this is something I already made up in my mind. They're pretty much hinting that there could be possibly delays with Godzilla Evolve, and it's understandable because of tariffs. They have to readjust prices, readjust things. It takes time, so it's understandable, and I really don't expect Godzilla Evolve to release late this month. If anything, I'm expecting it for next month, halfway, or just very late. Just right now, it's just best for everybody to sort of forget about Godzilla Evolve until it becomes an official release date, because they never gave an official release. It was more like an estimated time. They said it could possibly, they were not confirming, but tariffs have yet again made it just worse, I know Godzilla Evolve is a very hyped and awaited figure. I know everybody wants it, me too, but we gotta let and trust this process. Hopefully things get better for all figures and just in general for all companies, because a lot of people have stopped collecting figures. It's understandable. Right now, it's just not a good time to collect figures. For example, that Mecha King Ghidorah, it's priced at 120 or 25 plus shipping and what we have to pay. It almost comes down to $200. That's expensive. It really is, comparing it to the original King Ghidorah 2019 or even just a classic. It is a significant difference, especially for people at the US. They're going to be paying triple or double the price. For me, this doesn't really affect me that much, but still, the prices do increase somehow. We can just hope that every country can come together and solve this issue, because at the end of the day, those countries are only hurting their people, us, the customer, the consumer, companies, and we don't want that. If anything, this is the time to be united together as, we should, instead of just fighting. Right now, I feel like there's a lot of bad energy around the world. There's a lot of hate and stuff, and that shouldn't be the case. We should all, be a giant community where we love what we produce as content creators, as companies. We're human beings at the end of the day. We all make mistakes, and sometimes we gotta forgive to move on and live life just better without that toxic environment. And let me know what you think about this. Honestly, props to Hiya Toys. I'm very happy for this. Hopefully this is something and a method they can apply to future releases. This is something I would have loved to see with the original King Ghidorah 2019. I think we can all agree that they can definitely do accessory packs like necks and other stuff to provide a better, life experience, or, for customers. So this is pretty much it. This is RubiGamingx. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.